What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about covering the top 5 must-have tools in the HVAC industry. Now there's all types of tools that you need for this type of work, but I'm just going to list the top 5 that I can't do without. Now before I get started on these tools, I want to take a moment to thank all my new patrons. With you guys' support, it really helps continue this channel, to be creative, to come up with new giveaways and all sorts of things. So I really appreciate you guys' support. Now, if you're interested in supporting the channel as well, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description. Go check it out. All right, so these tools are in no particular order. I'm just gonna list them as I go. Now, the first tool is gonna be a multimeter, pretty standard, but you wanna make sure you get a really good meter, guys. The one I carry is a field piece. It's the SC460. Now, this pretty much does everything I need to do on a day-to-day basis. So again, checking your microfarads, continuity, voltage on AC or DC. You can do, you can also check line to line to make sure your phasing is proper as well. You can do temperature if you want to. I don't really use it for that, but this is a really solid meter. It's small, compact, fits in the bag nicely. So this is the one I rock every single day. Now the main thing you want to think about when you go to purchase a meter is it's going to cover all of the things you need it to do, right? So it depends on what you do day to day can differ from someone else. And then also your budget. What's your budget, right? You can get some meters that are going to be very expensive. There's going to be other meters that are going to be more affordable. Now, so it really depends on your budget and how much you want to spend on a new meter. One thing I really like about this particular meter is that when you're showing your volts, you could also click the select button there and it'll show you your amps as well. So that way, if you're trying to check amps and volts at the same time, you can do that. I think that's pretty awesome. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind when you go to choose the meter is you want to get something that's of good quality. It doesn't have to be the best, but I wouldn't recommend getting the very cheapest model because you do want something that's going to be reliable and something that you trust. I mean, you're dealing with electrical at the end of the day, and you want to be safe. So I would highly recommend getting something that's at least in the middle path, not the cheapest, but not the most expensive. All right, so number 2 on the list is a tool bag. One thing you need to get is a nice quality tool bag. Now there's tons of tool bags out there. You can go with the cheaper versions if you want to get started and to figure out what your style is and what you like and what you don't like. But once you do figure out what you like, I highly recommend going with the Vito Pro Pack. These bags, I mean, they're not super expensive depending on which model you get, but they are phenomenal. They're gonna last you year after year after year after year. Now this is a fairly new bag. It's a smaller bag that I use for doing maintenances or quick service calls, but I also have another bag. It's their LC version that I've had for probably about 8 years now, and it's still super solid. So again, the next thing on the list is gonna be a good quality bag. They have backpacks, they have open top bags, small bags like this that are fully closed. It really depends on your style and what you like, but again, go with something quality. It's gonna last you a long time and you're gonna be super happy with it. All right, so the third tool on the list is a set of refrigeration gauges. Now, this is the set that I use. It's the Fieldpiece 380V. It's a digital set of gauges. I upgraded the pipe clamps to the wireless style instead of using the ones that plug in. Just a seamless operation for me. I really like these clamps. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on these if you're not ready, if you don't have the budget for it, guys. Don't think you need to. The main thing is getting good quality tools that help you do your job. So I highly recommend if you don't have the budget for a set of digital gauges, just get you a nice set of analog gauges. They'll do just fine. Now, if you do have the budget for it, this set here is phenomenal. I like the 3-port system because I don't use a set of manifolds for pulling vacuums. So there's no reason for me to have that 4th port, that 3/8 hose for the vacuum. So this setup right here works awesome. You got, a built-in PT chart for all the different refrigerants. You could be obviously checking superheat, subcool right here on one device. So it just streamlines your process, makes you super efficient with your time. Highly recommend these if you can afford them. Now, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description below to TruTechTools.com. They're the best online store where you can buy any HVAC tools. And I'm gonna leave a code down there that'll save you 8%. It's gonna be quality HVAC, so go check it out. All right, so that leads us into number 4 on the list, and that is your cell phone, your smartphone. These things are phenomenal. And in this day and age, everything is digital, everything is online. It's a must-have. This is probably the most used tool that I use every day. Now, the apps that you use, whether if it's a resource you need to pull up, if it's a manual, or you need to look up some specs on a piece of equipment, whatever it is, this is going to be super important to have on you at all times. Now, that leads me straight into the sponsor of this video, turtlebackcase.com. Now, they sent me out a couple of their holsters for their phones, and I gotta say, I absolutely love the quality of them. This one is actually my favorite here. It's like a nylon material. It's very rugged. So it's really good for the trades when you're out working in the dust and in this environment where you need to protect your phone. Because these phones, guys, they're not cheap, right? They're very expensive, and they only get more expensive as the years go on. So you want to make sure you're protecting your device. Now, what I really like about this case is that it has a separate clip, a detachable clip. So you can go ahead, put that on your belt, and then if you want to remove the case, let's say you're laying down to work on a piece of equipment, all you have to do is rotate the case and it slides right off, and you can set it aside, and you're not having to lay on it in an awkward position. So highly recommend checking out their cases. They also offer some other products as well. They make some sleeves for laptops. They make some front pocket wallets, just some other things as well. So I highly recommend you guys go check them out. They're also going to be giving you guys a code. PROTECT is the promo code. It's going to save you 11% on your order. Highly recommend you guys go and checking them out. turtlebackcase.com. Thanks again for sponsoring the video. All right, so the fifth and final item on this list, last but not least, it's your mind. Now, I can't stress enough how it's very important for you guys to teach yourself new things every day. Push yourself constantly, right? You want to invest into yourself, just like we talked about investing in the good tools. You want to invest in yourself. There's all types of free resources out there. There's YouTube videos like this. There's podcasts that you can be listening to. There's books that you can be reading. Whatever it is. There's just tons of information out there. So all you got to do is just put in the work. Go searching for it. Go look for it. Go do a ride along with somebody. Whatever it is. If you worked on a piece of equipment yesterday and you didn't quite understand it, write down the model number. When you get home, do a little bit of research, figure out, learn more about that piece of equipment, right? That's investing into your mind. That's a skill set that's going to last you a lifetime. So I highly suggest you guys invest in yourselves. Now, if you guys like this video, you got something out of it, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.